guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Courtney and this is Creative on the Cheap, where I like to do budget-friendly DIYs and home decor. If you are new, you can also find me on Facebook and Instagram. I share bonus DIYs, do monthly challenges, behind the scenes, a little bit of my personal life. So the links to those are down below in the description box if you'd like to join me over there. And if you like what you see, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future crafting shenanigans. So today's video is a super special video because it is a collaboration that I was invited to participate in, and I'm super excited. Some of these ladies I have collabed with before, others I have not. So I've got some new DIY friends here on YouTube, and I can't wait to show you what we all do. So our topic was winter DIYs. Now, when I found out what the collaboration was, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous because I live in Houston, Texas. We don't have winter here. I don't really decorate for winter. I mean, we've got summer one day, the next day it's winter. Sometimes we have summer and winter in the same day. So winter to me, I'm just kind of not familiar with it. But I do know that when I think of winter, I think of warm, cozy sweaters. So that's what I'm doing for you today, is a sweater vase. You guys know the drill. When you're done watching mine, please go visit all the other ladies. Make sure you drop the cowboy emoji or the snowflake to let them know that you're from my channel. And if you're coming over from theirs, please say hi down below. I would love to say hi back. And again, I hope you will consider sticking around to my Keeping It Real crafting channel. So without further ado, let's get into today's DIY. All right, first let me run down what you need for this project. So I have this large mason jar that I picked up at Goodwill for 99 cents quite a while ago. It was one of those craft projects gone wrong, and so it's just been sitting in a cabinet, and I figured I would pull that out and use that as my vase base. Then you are going to need a thing of the big blanket yarn. I got this for $2 from Michael's. It came up as $4.99, and then I had a 60% off coupon. You're gonna need some beads. These beads came in a pack of 100 from Amazon, and it came to a cost of $3.78. You'll need a little bit of twine, which all of us have in our stash, and then whatever stems that you would like to use. These cost me $2 each. I got them on sale at 60% off, and then whatever embellishments you want to use. So my first step here is to take some of this Waverly plaster paint, and I'm just going to paint over this color. Now, this really isn't a necessary step. It just kind of depends on how tight you end up pulling your yarn. So essentially, I probably didn't need to do this, but if you're gonna do a looser knit with your yarn, then you're definitely gonna wanna paint your jar or your vase before you start attaching the yarn. While your jar or vase is drying, we're ready to start working with our yarn. So you're gonna take the end of the yarn, make a loop, and then double knot it off, making sure to pull it nice and tight and making that first loop very, very secure. Once you've got that knot nice and tight, you're going to start pulling your yarn through your loops. So taking the loop, you're gonna take the little tail right here, kind of fold it in half, pull it through the hole just like this, and then voila, you have your new hole, okay? I'll show you this one more time. So you start with your original little loop hole, fold it in half, pull it through, now you have your new hole. Take your tail, kind of fold it in half, pull it through, and now you have the next hole. Now, when I started this is kind of a loose. The bigger the hole, the looser the braid will be. The smaller the hole, the tighter. I wanted mine to be tight, so I kind of went back in and fixed that, but let me show you a close-up of a loose braid. Making Doing this braided chain goes super, super fast. You definitely can plop down in front of Netflix and watch a movie because it's just kind of one of those mindless crafts. So every once in a while, I kind of checked with my vase to see how much I needed, and this is how much I needed. And then when I showed you the yarn right then, that was how much was left over. So I definitely could make another vase. Now I'm ready to start securing this to my jar. And what I'm going to be using is hot glue. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting my jar on the table. Well, of course it's on the table. And I'm putting my yarn around the base because I want to make sure my yarn goes all the way down. I didn't want to pick up the jar or lay it on its side because I was afraid I might push the yarn down too far and then the base wouldn't sit flat on the table. So that is why I'm choosing it to do it this way. So I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue on the tail of this braid, push it onto the jar, and then I'm just going to kind of go around the jar, smushing my braided yarn onto the jar. And now I'm ready to finish off my yarn. So here I kind of have this little tail, and in that last loop, basically what I'm doing is I'm pulling the tail through and then pulling it through again. And then I'm just going to take this little tail and kind of hot glue it down into the jar and secure it down like that. For one of the embellishments on this vase, I'm going to be making a beaded garland. So I'm taking some twine and just putting a little piece of tape at the end of it so that I can feed these beads through. And what I end up doing is using 28 of these beads. So 23 of the beads are going to go on. And then for the last 5, I will show you how to finish off the tail of my little beaded garland. So here are the 23 beads that are going to wrap around the top of the vase, and then I'm going to start working on the 5 beads for the tail. So taking both pieces of twine that have tape on the end of them, I'm going to feed the beads through both pieces of twine and then pull it through, and like I said, I'm going to do 5 total beads. All 5 beads are on, so now I'm just going to take the 2 pieces of twine and I'm just going to double knot it to secure the beads on this garland. Now I'm going to go ahead and make a tassel with some of my twine. So taking the twine and wrapping it around 4 of my fingers. I think I did about 12 times. You can kind of gauge this. I didn't want a super bushy tassel, but you can decide how much you want to wrap. I'm going to trim off when I've got enough. And then what makes this super easy is then taking the 2 pieces of twine right here that are on the garland. I'm simply just going to feed it through and then double knot this, and then this will be tied to the base of the beads, and then I'll just cut the end. So I'll kind of let you just watch this part. This made it just really easy to attach the tassel. So to finish off this tassel, all I'm gonna do is with those 2 pieces of twine that I had left over, I'm just taking them and wrapping them both around at the same time at the top of the tassel, just to kind of clean that up a little bit. And then once I get however thick I want it at the top, I simply just snip it and then hot glue it to secure it to the base of the beaded garland. You just need to decide what kind of greenery you want to add to your vase. You can add some of this kind of frosted greenery. Lamb's ear would look great in here as well. Kristin posted on her Insta stories how she went out in the cold and got some really awesome branches. Yeah, I attempted to possibly climb my pine tree or have my kids do it, but it just wasn't happening. So I'm just using these 2 picks that I did end up picking up from Michael's, like I said. And I'm just gonna put those in there, and then I'll be ready to go ahead and just add a little bit more embellishment to this, and then it's finished. I'm just kind of going through all of the little embellishments that I have left over from all my Christmas DIYs and trying to decide what would work. So this is the 4-pack that I actually ended up adding into the cost. Dollar Tree has wooden snowflakes. They have a sleigh. There's several different options. I just really couldn't decide what I wanted to do. So I just kind of messed around for a little bit. So let me show you some options, and then I want to know what you guys think as what I should do. Okay, option 1 would be this snowflake here from the Walmart pack. Option 2 would be the large snowflake from Dollar Tree. Option 3 would be the sleigh. Option 4 would be taking the sleigh and a snowflake and putting them together and adding it on there. So let me know what you think. What would you do? But what I ultimately ended up doing just for now is I added this little snowflake, and I simply just put a piece of twine on it and kind of just folded it over so that it wasn't permanent, because I wasn't sure if I liked the snowflake or not. But I'm curious, which one would y'all put on here to embellish your vase? All finished sitting on my entry table. I did end up putting a little lamp next to it and a house just to kind of emphasize the winter vibes. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Please give this video a thumbs up. It does help out my channel, and make sure to subscribe and hit the bell if you don't want to miss any of my future videos, and stay tuned for some DIY shoutouts. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.
Told lies. I can only hope that Santa Claus and my records agree.